interesting to look at the processes you employ here. I think there's probably another way that we can get a better feel of what it is you do in smoking. And I think that's possibly to actually do some smoking on a much smaller scale. Do you think you could help us with that, Stan?
Yeah, sure. You know, what we've got here is sort of on an industrial scale, and we don't expect the average person out there, camper or four-wheel drive or whatever, to do what we do. So what I can do is actually show how they could do it, just with a small smoker, a little bit of brine, whatever, and smoke it and eat it.
I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea, Stan. So obviously right by the water's edge, you know, anywhere our viewers could find themselves able to do the next stage of the smoking process, and I believe you're going to show us how to make some brine.
Well, first of all, we'll go through the ingredients. Here we've got some Atlantic salmon, and we've got some salt, dark brown sugar, water, and if you're wondering what the egg is for, is just to measure the salinity of the brine. So we've already got the water in. I'm going to put in, we'll start off with spoons of salt and 2 of the dark brown sugar. You don't have to put the sugar in, but we find it adds to the flavour and colour. So we're now going to dissolve.
So that purely is for a flavouring and
it's more flavouring, yes.
Yeah.
So it needs a good mix to dissolve that salt.
Given that we're by the sea on this occasion, you can't advocate someone using salt water.
Look, you could use it and add a little bit more salt to bring it up. Oh yeah, okay. No problem with that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Right, we'll just try it now. See if the egg floats. Voila!
Well,
the egg floats. So our salinity is right. Right, we've got the brine made. The next step is to put this piece of fish into the brine.
And how long has that got to stay in there for, Stan?
For a piece of fish of that size, I'd give it 2 hours.
Okay.
The larger fish, the longer it is, but I prefer to underdo it than overdo it. It gets too salty.
Okay.
And part of the purpose of brining is to eventually set this pellicle up. That's an important part of any smoking operation. I'll explain a bit later what happens, but it just makes the fish nice and sticky. After we dry it, I'll show you. Right, 2 hours is up, so we're going to take this piece of fish out of the brine. What we're going to do now is dry this piece of fish out. Some paper toweling, wipe it nice and dry.
Does it matter at all which way you rub it, or doesn't?
No, it doesn't. I prefer always go head to tail. That's the way the cuts lie.
So what kind of weight of fish is there?
That there would be about 800 grams of fish.
Right, okay.
Now we can leave this dry for about half an hour. What the brine has done is reacted with the protein on the surface and gives you a nice sticky, tacky feel. Okay. And that's what the smoke's going to adhere to. And it's known as the pellicle.
The pellicle.
Yeah, pellicle. You've got to get that right, otherwise you're not going to have that smoke clinging onto your piece of fish.
Which of course is the most important part of making the smoky flavour.
Right, so we'll just leave it dry there for half an hour and we'll get the smoker set up. It's just a small 2-burner smoker. This is what the average traveller should be carrying around in the boot of their vehicle or trailer. They're nice and simple. They have a metho burner underneath, so you don't have to start a big log fire which could end up burning half the country down.
That's it, a lot safer, a lot more focused.
A lot safer. So we've got 2 methylated spirit burners. Put the tray on top. One of the biggest mistakes people make with smoking fish is over smoking them. Now I've got a bag of oak wood chips here. Some people would throw that whole lot in.
Right, okay.
And
have a smell.
It's got a sweet smell.
It's really pleasant.
And we just sprinkle it on the bottom. I'll give it 2 handfuls just for the surface there. That's sufficient. So I'm going to put the lid on and let that warm up, and before I put the piece of fish inside.
So essentially it just warms up this chamber in here like a sort of captive oven,
Yeah, what we're trying to do is get enough heat on that bottom plate to make the wood chip smoke.
Right.
So you've got beechwood, you've got hickory, depending on what flavour.
Yeah.
I prefer to go with the lighter flavour. Hickory to me is too strong, manuka is too strong, and especially with seafood. The previous, beech, hickory, and they're great with meats, but not with seafood.
Right. Wood chips you had there, where were they sourced from? Where did you buy that?
They were sourced from a sustainable oak forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's dried, and we purchase it. It's got to have the right amount of moisture content in it. So if you've got any wood chips, keep them dry.
Yes. Okay. But if I was to go and look for some myself, where would I be looking? I mean,
BCF.
In those kind of shops. I've seen
shops.
Okay.
A lot of the outdoor places have got them. Right, we've got the smoker nice and hot now. It's time to put the fish in there. The wood chips just starting to smoke. So we'll just pick this up, lay it down like so. Nice and tacky. Oh, it's going to be
nothing else to do now.
Nothing else to do.
Just absolutely ready to go.
And we just put the lid on it, and that's it. We'll leave this vent half open so we can see the smoke's coming out of it.
Okay. And that's the beauty of having one of these portable type smokers. You can just put it where it's going to work and, safely.
Yeah, and something you can't do with a log fire.
No, not
it's
really.
It's very safe.
That's it. You make your fire and it's staying there. But that looks to be coming along nicely. What she look like inside?
We'll just have a quick look. That's looking fantastic.
Wow.
See the wood chips? They're half burnt. We'll put that back on. So
is there something you're looking for in colour? You know, I mean, to your expert
well, it's
eye.
time and colour.
Yeah.
But later in the process, I'm going to put a thermometer through that hole, and I'm looking around 58, 60 degrees. I want to have in there. All right, we should be at the end of the smoking process. We have our 60 degrees. That's the temperature I'm aiming at. Right, we're going to pull the lid off and reveal our masterpiece.
Whoa.
Now notice the wood chips laid up beautifully.
Lovely colour.
Here it is.
Okay.
Here comes the big test. I'll get you to hold this plate. I'll cut into this piece of fish. It's nice and firm.
It does.
Flaky.
Okay. Well,
this is hot smoked. Well and truly hot smoked. Normally you'd let this cool down, but we're going to eat this as it is.
Okay. Oh my word. The smokiness is once it's not a hint, it's more dominant than a hint, but it's hard to put a word on it.
It's a fine balance.
Yeah, but as I said, it's the texture and the moisture in there as well that just makes it so soft. You know, and as we've looked at before, and as you've said, Stan, the over smoking in many instances is a problem, and I think that's probably put me off in the past. You know, it's harsh, whereas there's absolutely nothing harsh about this. Absolutely soft, subtle, delightful.